So it's been just over 4 weeks since Phoenix was born. We've been home for almost 4 weeks now as well. And it has definitely been a learning process, to say the least. My experience has been very initially shocking. The reality of having a baby, the reality of diaper changes and feeding and the sleeping habit, you know, every 2 to 3 hours you're dealing with the needs of the baby. It was really challenging initially, especially because I experienced a lot of I guess you could call the baby blues. The first week I was very emotional. I was very sometimes feeling very just like tunnel visioned, kind of like very in this small reality, very just like not much was going on. I was just very much in this routine of baby, taking care of baby, and it was definitely a shock and a transition from what I was living before, obviously. So it was challenging initially, and you know, like I'm sure every parent realizes or experiences, it's just an adjustment to your reality. Your whole life changes. And I've been attempting to get back to somewhat of a normalcy for myself, or like what I was living before, and it just doesn't work that way. I can't have this expectation that my life's gonna be back the way it was before Phoenix was born. That just doesn't work out that way. So I'm learning how to direct myself within this new reality, which is baby, taking care of baby, you know, 95% of the time. And just like learning who I am within that. And it's been challenging. It has been challenging. I find that I have this tendency, and I had this before Phoenix was born, where I noticed that my automatic default setting is kind of to get frustrated and victimize myself within a circumstance and blame something outside of myself for what I'm experiencing or what is happening, or like what I'm experiencing with the challenges and the struggles that I'm going through. I often have the tendency to default to blame, find something outside of myself to blame, which is interesting because, you know, 12 years ago I, you know, came across the Destiny community and the Destiny principles and the Destiny process, and the one thing that stood out to me the most in that in the videos I was watching and the forum I was reading, the one thing that stood out the most to me was self-responsibility. It made so much sense to me in terms of what it means to take self-responsibility for myself and my life and my thoughts and my words and my deeds, and within that, the greater reality we all exist within, the responsibility we have to who we are in this world and how we affect others and how we affect this world. And so it's interesting that my, you know, default programming, let's say, in who I am generally, like my automatic kind of response tendency is to go into a victimization and go into blame. Who can I blame for this? So that has been a big point that's coming up that I am currently like walking through and attempting to correct, because there's only 2 people in my reality, and that's my partner Andrew and that's my son Phoenix, and obviously the cats and animals too, which yes, I have projected blame onto my animals as a reason for why I feel the way that I do, but generally speaking, it's my partner, or even, you know, my son Phoenix. I've had this experience where I feel like if he would just settle down, if he would just be, you know, go to sleep now, then I could get back to my experience of feeling normal or feeling stable or feeling like, you know, I have a life outside of the baby, you know. Or obviously my partner is a big point, and I face this a lot in our relationship in general, which was you know, he's responsible for my experience, he's causing me to feel this way, when that is never the case, ever. So that is what I've been facing the first month. It hasn't all been bad. It hasn't all been like challenging, or I haven't experienced all those. It's been cool. Like, obviously Phoenix is like the coolest thing ever to have happened in my life, and I'm really enjoying him and enjoying his growing process, and and within that, learning about myself within that process. The fact that I'm seeing these aspects of myself that are challenging, that you could say are not the nice things about me, that I would maybe not want to share publicly. Like, this is a shortcoming of mine. That's a gift, though, the fact that I'm able to see that, because within seeing that and acknowledging it, I can take responsibility for it, and I can correct it, and I can change it. So that is how I see I can make the most of this whole parenting process, is taking responsibility for who I am within raising my child, who I am in every moment. Who am I in changing his diaper? Who am I in feeding him? Who am I in navigating this whole process with my partner? I can see that starting point of who I am in those moments. Am I frustrated? Am I resenting? Am I impatient? Am I, who am I? Like, that is where I do have a gift to actually see myself for real. In the real, in the raw, in the unfiltered, in the, nothing glossed over. Like, I can really see myself in these moments, and I imagine it's not gonna get, any easier per se. I feel like this whole parenting process is about revealing yourself to yourself and seeing who you are for real, and also seeing the potential of life, because what is a child but pure potential? And to be able to see a child grow up, I'm gonna be able to see not only myself and where I need to change and correct myself, but through my son, the potential of who we all are as human beings, where we actually exist unconditionally, expressive, joyful. What do you think of when you think of a child? That child expression is the pure potential of life that we all actually came from, and we all actually have within ourselves, and we all have that capability. And so I'm definitely looking forward to this parenting journey. I'm gonna do my best to share the realness of what I experience. Already in this this vlog update, I did not anticipate sharing what I've shared so far. So I'm grateful for that, because I want to be real about what's actually going on, and not just like sugarcoat this experience that is actually very challenging. One of the big things I find also is being alone. It's like the fact that, parenting used to be about a village. They say, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, there's no village here. It's just me and my partner, especially with COVID too. There's all these like, distance things. People, are just so isolated, and in general, our way of life has become that way, so isolated. We're expected to raise our families on our own, and so I'm also seeing, that desire within me to have a community, to live amongst more people, to have this shared living experience where we can actually help each other out. So, yeah. So a lot's happened in a month. It definitely feels like 4 months rather than 4 weeks has gone by since Phoenix has been born. But yeah, I definitely am eager to get back to sharing, and yeah, just supporting other parents going through the same process to, learn how to navigate and not feel overwhelmed or lost within this whole thing. That there is actually a way we can give ourselves direction through it and make the most of it. So that's what's been going on. I'm obviously not working, and I won't be going back to work for a year. So my new role and my new position and my new work I'm trying to wrap my head around is parenting, and just like making the most of the moments that I have with Phoenix, making the most of myself in those moments with him to ensure I'm gonna be, and I am, the best parent for him and the best example I can be for him. So yeah, there's a lot to share also. I want to share my birth story more specifically. I'm going to bring Andrew back for that in an upcoming vlog. So him and I are going to discuss in more detail the whole birth process. Because as I mentioned in this vlog, I ended up having a C-section, which is not at all what I wanted. And so the moment getting to that decision, I definitely want to share more of that. I have a ton to share about my breastfeeding journey. It is not at all what I anticipated it would be. And it's been really hard and challenging within that, and so I have a lot to share. So that's coming up, my breastfeeding journey. Yeah, and I think that's it, but definitely more to come for me. I'm, I know it's been over a month since I last published, but I'm doing what I can with the time I have available considering. So thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching the vlog. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. Please like this video, and thank you for walking with, and I'll see you guys soon.